hey folks, let's see if we're live. Go to my channel, check out my signal here, make the noise, blah 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 blah. Signal here, make the noise, blah blah blah.
Put in a little bit more. Listening to myself here, trying to say something. Okay, there it is. Okay, great. So volume's good now. And I'm going to grab the hyperlink here so I can do some self PROMO. Give me a hot second here to finish the social media kick, and then we'll get to work here. So, hey, my name's Phil Kearney. What's up? I create role-playing games. I illustrate them. I publish online. And we're creating an Eberron Adventure for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Just a bit about me. I've been running games in D&D since 1987. I have been an Eberron enthusiast since 2006. I've been a freelance illustrator in the fantasy RPG industry since 1999. And I've been creating content for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons on the DMsGuild since 2017. I've never created an adventure. So being that Eberron is my favorite campaign setting, I decided that we should make content for Eberron, since that is since the only place we can actually publish that stuff is the DMsGuild. So that all kind of worked out together. So we're in the process. This is you can see the book cover here. It's called Crystals in My Bar. It's for 4 to 5 characters of levels 7 to 8. It could potentially be expanded to start at level 6 if you ease them into the violence. It'll work out just fine. And let's see, got that good. Okay, cool. So we are done with the social kick. I can now put that to the foreground here. If you're on the X Twitter platform, you can catch me at Phil Kearney. At Phil Kearney. What's up? Post images, illustrate, different coupons, different things that I'm doing. Projects, so you can catch up there. And here on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications of when I am live in the future. We're on episode 326 of creating all of the art assets, maps, and tokens for this adventure. You can see the entire experience here, including the creation of this book cover back around episode 40. We're going to continue making tokens. We're going to keep making tokens right now. That is the task at hand. So feel like bring that back in, blip that out. I'm happy with that as just a black and white token. So I feel like I'm at a point here that I can duplicate all of this, merge it, color layers, and drop that out of view. Oh, wait. There. Add the grid in. There we go. That's what was needed. That's where we're at. We're at the point where we're adding in grit. Neat. So let me go ahead and do that again real fast here. That's going to be merge. It's going to be color layers, and then this is just color. So we can hide the color layers. We can get rid of the references here because they still exist on the duplicated layers. I'm just simplifying the image to be a single layer so that I can oops. Come on, Kearney. Yeah, I wanted to bring that down just a tick. There, merge group, color, layer. Conceal that again. There we go. And delete. There we go. Let's get rid of that stuff, and then we'll just blend in the color. And we already have the line art rebuilt for the last 2 peasants. So once I get through the color here, we can potentially just borrow off of other peasant colors we've already worked with. to speed up the color picking process, so we can get to the rendering like this, since this is the most fun part anyway. So we're going to do some outline cleanup here because we added the texture layer. It's adding a little bit of mechanical thickness. Sorry, that's not a real word. What am I trying to say there? And introduced some additional line weight from the sketches that needs to be taken into account here by trimming down on the outline around the image. That's what I'm trying to say, like that. All right, hey, if you're catching this channel because you've been checking in on martial powers, we're going to continue our work in converting the system to 5e to 4. This afternoon at probably 5:30 East Coast time, which will be like 8:30. 5:30 Seattle time, which will be about 8:30 East Coast in the United States. And when we were here last time, we were converting the monk, and we're going to finish that work probably tonight. I should have potentially a good 2 or 3 hour block to be able to churn through that content. But I've been having ideas. Let's do that. A little bit of curve there helps add depth to the form. I'm gonna do a little bit of that, just a little bit of color muck. And push this arm up into this space here. There. Big shout out again to everyone that picked up a copy of Point Warlocks on the DMs Guild. It is now a gold bestseller. It is my first gold bestseller. Although I've been involved in a number of projects on the DMs Guild that have already gone gold, and I think at least one is platinum. But those are projects I was collaborating in and participating with, not running or not publishing myself personally. Point Warlocks is the first self-published piece that was my solo project that's gone gold. A gold medal on the DMs Guild is when you've sold over 500 copies, and that is a particular feather in my cap because it's a pay what you want, which means people don't have to pay for it if they don't want to. But amazingly, about 49%, a little bit more than 49% of the copies of that book that were sold, the number of books that were downloaded in comparison to the number of books that were purchased, it's a 50% ratio, which means 1 out of 2 people that purchased or rather that downloaded Point Warlocks, not just the preview, but actually bothered to download it. Half the people that did that actually paid to do so. And when it's a volunteer pay what you want, that really warms my heart, man. It means that people see value in the work that they do and in the work that I do, and they're willing to invest in me doing it. So that was amazing for me. And I really, again, appreciate greatly that that's what people are willing to do. So God bless you. Thank you so much. And it's really a huge inspiration for me to continue charging forth with the Color Mana project and the spell point variant rules and the martial power system, despite it being on the DMsGuild, and whether or not the DMsGuild production wanes or not. Like if the site burns down because of AI, because of lack of engagement from wizards, for whatever reason, I can at least make sure that all the books I've created are updated and current. So I really do like the new design space that 5e is in. The design space is really cool. I personally am leaning less and less into crunchy combat mechanics and more light, fast, narrative themed games, which is my roots from Beckme. I'd say for the last 25 years I've been pretty enchanted by the deck building aspect of role-playing games that Wizards has introduced into the hobby, for me personally at least. And that's been it's a great design space. It's fun to theory craft characters. I love mechanical bits, and I just absolutely adore everything that we're able to accomplish with martial powers as like a way to kit bash the 5e game engine to do more than what it's being presented as being able to do, because you can do so much with the 5e game engine. It's fun to build it. My heart at my home table of me running a game is in a looser narrative system. So I happily churn out 5e content and playtest the hell out of it with volunteers out of my Discord channel and my Patreon. So it's awesome to have a roster of folks that want to check out the things that I build with me and run around inside of a game with me. That's awesome. So I'll always want to make time for that, because it's just fun. It's cool that people are willing to put their faith in me and interest in my design work. I definitely want to make sure that as I continue developing new products and new books and ideas, that I'm always playtesting them, and I'm always having fun in the process of doing that. Because if I stop having fun with the books that I build, I should be building different types of books, you know. So that's some of the yarble that goes on in the back of my head as I do this kind of stuff, and I think things through. There, and let's fix her face a bit. Oh God, I love how that face is coming together. That looks so fun. Nice. Yeah, I'm a little tired this morning. I didn't get good sleep last night, so I feel I sound a little. My vocal fry increases. That increases when I'm tired, and the droll, like the way that my words kind of hang when I talk. I notice the difference, how much that hangs when I don't get good sleep versus great sleep. So I feel it, and sad, but there's really no time, because I'm working on all these new ideas, and I got to keep working to get them built, get them out of my head, so I can have space for the next thing. And I'm going to bring that nose down just a tick. Something like that. There, work that in. All right, cool. I'm happy with that. Nice face. She's looking good. Get some highlights in there so that it pulls her face forward. Like that. There we go. A couple little tarny tumbles like that. That looks, I'm really happy with that. Now I can just use this texture. See these little dark splotches that happen inside of here from that texture? That's super useful. Just to be able to add some unexpected chaos into the line art, into the lighting in general. See, these things all just kind of turn into little easy folds. I can blend that contour in here like that. Work those lines in. That shadow defining the edge of the poncho. Shawl, I guess. Highlight here, here, and here a bit. Just work the folds and the curve into the fabric. Just blend it in. Pull that out a little bit for the shoulder. There. And blend that in. Nitpicking a bit, but I think I can afford it. God, that's looking really good. I'm gonna bridge that gap here to bring up that light. Bit here. Blend that in like that. Shrugging. This is really good. Let's come back in here and clean up this edge like we did with the other thing. And again, we were talking about earlier about working that line art into the into the form of the muscle, so it's not so prominent. It does need to be present though to show the elbow bending. Grab this gold color here to fill in that bracelet. And let's grab this dark here to really lock in the form of that hand on the wrap. Like that, and I can take all of this and blend that in. I think I need to work that line a little bit more over here. Not too much. There. It feels better. Now we'll work this shirt or dress and work the lighting in. And again, these folds of this fabric just helps add texture and grit and lived-in flavor. A little element of chaos to make it look more natural that I can't plan. That's why I blend that line art and the sketches into the illustration, because it adds just a little bit of chaos that is, you just can't plan it. You know, you can't plan chaos. It just happens, and it's cool little coincidences in life and stuff like that. And that's what these little folds and imperfections represent, is that same possibility of not knowing what's going to happen that I get to add into my illustrations. Because I keep the sketch, and then that becomes part of the meal. You know, you use the whole buffalo. There's an opportunity in here for me to darken that up a bit. Like that. Cut across here. Help drive that line of separation a little bit more into here. There. Stuff, some more folds, more unexpected folds and contours and creases. Smudge that like that, and then like here. The texture that you get from the like this pattern that I'm working on here right now, you can add that. It doesn't add mechanical. It increases the volume of activity and change in the composition further down her body, so it moves away from her face and upper body towards her waistline, where there's the most activity happening, like texturally, in contrast. It's naturally drawing the eye down the body. Feels pretty natural. Keep just working the rest of this line art into the P. Oh yeah, I get to blend that in. I was looking forward to that. That. Very nice. Very nice. Blending it on in. Nope. Come on, Bubba. There you go, buddy. Good stuff. Very happy. Just want to blend it in just a little bit more, and then we'll move on to the next piece. Where are we at in time? 7 o'clock? Oh my god, it's only 7. Holy shit, we're doing great. Good water. And I'm going to give it a coffee chaser. Cheers. I think that's a fun piece. Very simple. Well, hey there, Timely Timer. Thanks for the update. I said thank you. I said thank you. That is not painting out, and I need to make sure that this isn't some sort of gaping crevasse. That up into that space there. It's a very minute detail, but it's a line of perfection. Pardon the pun. Oh, that's just working out nicely. That's, yeah, we'll just work those highlights in here, and then we'll be done with this piece. We'll move on to the next one. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. Neat. Neat little piece. I'm happy with that. Line art overlay. That's fine. Good piece. Alright. It's got a lumberjack. Looking good, buddy. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Yeah, about the same level of complexity. That's good. Cool. All right, so we got left Seed Gatherer. I think we can borrow from this one. Her apron can be the color of her dress. Her dress, her skin is skin. Let's see. Yeah, the apron we can have as this color. We can, the shirt, and that can all be one dress color, which we can pull off of this poncho. And then her hair, and then we'll have to find a wicker, like a wicker color for that, for the seed basket. And we'll have to pay attention to our curvature on our shadow. All right, I need to check my. Let's give that a shot. I'm gonna drop that down a bit. Something like that. Let's see. Turn off the texture for now. Go with skin, and then hair, and then dress, and then apron, and then Bibs and Bobs. Bibs and Bobs is going to include the seed basket and the clasp at the cinch of her apron. I feel like I need to work on the architecture here real quick. Hold on. That fold is weird. Keep it simple. Keeping it simple. Just remembering how aprons work. So we're working on the line art there. And here is good. Oh, hi. How are you doing, Ethan? We are creating tokens, peasant tokens for the Eberron Adventure that we've been creating. Hot second here. Let's duplicate that layer here. And then we'll bring that up and drop that out. Yeah, simple. And then take this one to 100% there. So we do line art, and then we do color. And we just finished this piece. These are just villagers that are hanging out that have rumors that characters can ask about to lead them on to the next leg of the adventure. There's underlying texture that we'll use to increase the amount of interest in the piece. Here, all that texture idea created this pattern for this wrap, as well as the creases that you can see here in this in the dress, and some of the coloration variants that you have here in the shawl. And it helped with her hair as well. So it's only 1-inch tokens, so like they're very small. So I don't need to have an intense level of detail. What I do need to do is have a good silhouette and contrast. So I think I'm pulling that off well in that piece. There, we got a ho-hum lumberjack, and the dwarven sheriff and the town mayor are the two most complicated pieces, obviously, but and we also have very, very simple slackjaw villager here, and another slackjaw worrisome villager here, and we have random laborer that we'll take care of as well, and we're a seed. This is a seed collecting, like one of those like really wide baskets that you can use, like when you bump a branch and it dumps a bunch of acorns. You can catch them in a seed catcher like that. That's what she's got going on. So the dwarf is by far the highest rendered, most complex piece. So it technically doesn't use any of the any different techniques that we have going on to, like, say we have going on here. It's the same techniques that we're using. The only difference is that this one has just more line, more bibs, bobs, more lines. The gesturing isn't any more complicated. It's just the amount of things that are going on in this composition versus this composition. And it also has a sharper degree of lighting to it, but only by a tick. So we got the same grit going on here on the back of his hands and his fingers. That grittiness that we get from the initial sketches that we do here. Sorry, wrong character. There you go. Yeah, this grittiness here. That's where that texture comes from. So that's what we're in the process of doing here. Right now we're going to lay in the flats for all the different parts of the piece, and then we'll render them. So I'm just not happy with how her hair is popping. I love doing thick, tangled, tarny, and afro type hair. I think it's a lot of fun. So it's organized chaos on someone's head. It's a lot of fun. I wanted to buff that out a little bit, thicken it up, because I can. There, like that. Oop, no, it's still a little too flat up top. So. Well, there's a number of. I haven't picked up the new Eberron Threshold book, but I'm very interested in it because I have players that are interested in a Wild West style campaign. And I'm already pretty familiar with Eberron, and I like using Droam or proximity to Droam as a theme to adventure in the Eberron setting. But overall, with the new 2024 books, it's I like it. I like the concepts. I like the simplicity of they really did tune up the 5e game engine for Dungeons and Dragons with the new 2024 books, and I like the added. I don't necessarily like how they implemented additional resources and things that the character classes can do for 2024 now, but I like that they're doing it. So, because I mean, once the Wizards introduces something, everyone kind of relaxes about what can you do, and all the mechanical work that I like to do in messing with the 5e game engine was pushing towards more resource options through the spell point systems that I like to do. That just leans into the new balance that we're seeing with character classes. Add that up like that. So from a design perspective, yeah, I love where 5e is going. From an actual play perspective, my pendulum is swinging back towards more simple resolution systems, like games that don't really have much different mechanical crunch between whether you're in combat, exploration, or social type encounters. Having more simplified general game mechanics than like the super technical crunch of 5e. I really, as a player, I enjoy the crunch of 5e. As a DM, I'm enjoying a more fluid, narrative, fast-paced system that allows me to move in and out of combat far more fluidly as a narrator. So that's personal preference. But I still like I said, I love 5e as a game, and I love designing for 5e because there's so many fun mechanical ideas. And I love playing. I'm in a Curse of Strahd campaign at 5th level. I absolutely love playing 5e. But DMing, I like something lighter. Like Beckme, or I'd probably enjoy Shadow Dark a lot. Cypher System, very light mechanical games. Even Cypher System's a little heavier mechanically than I want because of the way that they have the resource, the way that they use resources is still a little more granular than I really want to use for my own home table. Let's add that here. Give it a little bit of a because Wizards has turned D&D into a character deck building game, and I've been enamored with the tech that you can build with a deck character style of game for literally decades now. Since I adopted it immediately in 2000 when 3rd edition came out, and I've stuck with that style of game. Other than playing Cypher System occasionally, I've stuck pretty much with Wizard content for the past 20 years. It's just fun. It's a fun game. Hey, there's text happening over there. Let me catch up with you. Whoa, what's up? Also in a cursed game. Awesome. Yeah, it's a great kitchen sink sort of game. Well, not kitchen sink. That's not the right word. The open feel of it. That there's a lot going on to do. That you've got a lot of quests to mess around with, while the lurking reality of Strahd in the background is kind of like you're just leveling up to get to a point where you can challenge him. Like, you know where it's coming from. You know where the threat's going to be. You're just not strong enough to deal with it yet. And he's apparently got more important things on his plate than to deal with you right now. So it narratively it makes sense. I'm playing a divine sorcerer that's devoted to Selûne, the goddess of the moon. And my character is using the color mana system that I developed. The DM was happy to let me use that. And I've been doing new mechanics for spell point sorcerers, so I needed to playtest it. He's like, "Yeah, go for it. It's cool." So the sorcerer design that I've occasionally been doing here on stream, I update that as I go through the process of playing at my own table. So that's been a lot of fun. I justify game time as playtesting. I have my own personal weekly table, but for me to have more than one game a week, it's like, yeah, I have to budget it as playtesting to justify the time invested in producing the content. You know, aside from the actual player options that are being tested, like the actual like adventure content, to create an environment that's fun to test inside of. And that's been a gas. And I have to pretty much run 5e as written for me to be able to accurately playtest 5e content. And oh yeah, this is a good segue. Anyone that's interested in playtesting for martial powers, the Spelljammer stuff, or other adventures I'll be publishing in the future, as well as different game systems in general, best way to get hooked into what I'm doing is through my Discord. You can access my Discord for free through the About page of my Patreon. I think I don't think this stream has my Discord channel, but all the martial powers design work does. So you can check that out in the description down below. I should start including my Discord signature in my description here for the Eberron book. So I'll update that. So if you're catching this in the future, I'll go back through and I'll add my Discord link. So that'll be in the description down below. There, she's looking good now. I'm happy with that. Straighten that out. A collar and a button front like that might be more. I'm going to get rid of the button front. We're just going to go with a collar. I was about to say this might be more mechanically complicated than in comparison to the other peasants. So I need to get rid of the collar. Collars are too complicated in comparison to what the other villagers have, and I have to fix the neck. Because I like that tilt, but the angle is off. So I have to bring this here the biggest enemy of good expressive gesturing in line art is anatomy. You have to, like, they call it what do they call it, morphine or distortion in the cartoon in the animation industry, where you literally like spaghetti bend or over exaggerate somebody to create like an emotional like a surge sort of effect. They will distort or deform the proportions of a character very mildly, like maybe 5-6%. Like make their eyes bug more than they should, or make their face elongate a little bit more than they should, or whatever. Just a little bit of a distortion to create a little bit more of an effect. But when you're doing a static illustration, you don't have that benefit. And so as you continue to develop a piece, the risk that you have is killing the life of your expression in the character's movement and fluidity versus how realistic is the anatomy. It's the constant struggle. That feels pretty good. There, Archie, just a bit more. What a mop. I love it. Yeah, sits real nicely. Okay, cool. So that line art works. I'm going to duplicate it again. Duplicate that layer here. Push this up here and go blip like that. Works 100% of the time, 60% of the time. Bibs and bobs. Okay, cool. So now we've got all that taken care of. And what's up? Purdy has no clear. Oh. Hey, Dennis, how you doing? Just a fro, man. It's just gonna be a fro. And I think I can just borrow off of. Nah, I want to go with a darker. I want to go with a darker skin tone than that. Let's go look for Jamaican peasant. And I just gotta find a decent color. Look at that. I'm gonna grab that up. Let's open a new tab. That's easy enough. Copy. Nice. Yeah, I'm going to use this as a reference. Blip. Blip. And next. Let's just go down. I just want to find something that's not. I need modern photography to make sure that I don't have a washed out image, but I want some high contrast on dark skin. This will probably work. As far as skin tones go, that should be fine. Copy image. Very large image. Retransform. Heyo. That's exactly what I was looking for. But we'll bring it down a tick. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to drop down to skin. Because skin is the lowest layer in the piece. So it goes skin, hair, dress, apron, bibs, and bobs. So it's very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. Very simple. We're going to pop open the color reference again and just start doing some fast samples of light, medium, and dark. Let's make sure it's not black and white. It's very muted. Huh, I was hoping to find something with stronger saturation. This is very minimal. Let's keep hunting. See if there's a better pick. Come on, man. How about you, kid? How you doing? Since I don't see any color, I have to find samples like this to be able to pull together a color palette. How you looking, kid? That's much stronger contrast, and it feels pretty natural. So good. We'll go with that and get rid of that one. The kid looks distinctly sassy. So we're gonna grab that. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Let's do that. Let's grab that as a mid-tone. Drop down here to the skin layer. I'm going to grab a base color, and then we'll grab a highlight. That's not very lit. So let's grab a darker color there for mid-tone. That'll work. And then grab a shadow. There. So we go about and doing this. So we'll just fill the comic book. It's just cell shading, right, or cell coloring. We're just filling in the line art underneath the piece, and when we finish all the lighting, we merge it all together and render the details and blend the line art into the piece. There. So yeah, I stream 10 times per week. Where did I go? Here I am. I stream 10 times per week. Monday through Friday in the mornings like this, doing some artwork, and then I do design work on typically Tuesday and Friday at lunchtime, and then in the evening on Mondays and Thursdays, including tonight. So I'll be back on. My goal is to be back on stream by 5:30 today, which will be 8:30 East time, and keep rebuilding or updating the 2024 monk for the martial power system that we've been developing, and then get into the rogue before the end of the night. So if I start at 5:30, I can potentially go till 8:30, which is a 3-hour block of time, assuming that I maintain enough stamina for the entire time. We'll see how that shakes out. Get this here. I really like how that system's been coming along. The playtesting, the 2014 rules playtesting for level 3 through 6 went really well. It went really well when I first designed the system for level 16 to 20. So I'm happy with what the system can do. Right now we're just working on refining the resources and class features for the updates, and then we'll be able to start testing again and knock things down. So I'm going to do a mega dungeon hex crawl for the next flurry of playtesting for the power system. And I need to finish up the Vocap's fleet battle in Spelljammer that I've been developing. That kind of stalled because of the 2024 rules coming out, but I need to get back to that. Hey, what's up? Did she put her finger in electricity? Yeah, I read that right. And not having a cleric is tough. We have our team has a druid, a paladin, and a divine sorcerer. So I mean, we got ridiculous amounts of healing. It allows us to really abuse the world. Yeah, that feels really, really good. All right, let's tie that in, and then hair. Go back to our reference. Man, freaking tastic hair. Nice kid. Probably like, yo. And drop that down further. Good. And with hair, I like to start with the darkest shadow, and then work highlights into it above, kind of a gradient, dual tone. Well, skin I'll have mid-tones, highlights, and shadows. With hair, I just have shadow and highlights, basically. Unless it's, you know, unless there's something fancy going on. Here, like that. I'm just gonna line this here. Since I don't see color a lot of the times, and since I don't really care about like ethno-nationalism in a role-playing game, I enjoy using skin tone and hair types and stuff like that as a means of just creating variety in the types of characters that I'm creating. Like whether I start with a light tone skin or a dark tone skin. Helps weigh into the compositions that I build overall, and it's just a level of variety and options that I appreciate a lot, as opposed to like just ink or line art. There's a tendency towards pale skin assumption because of the whiteness of the paper background. Kind of just defaults to, if the skin doesn't have any ink on it, it's just kind of default white people, and that's awfully convenient, but it doesn't allow for the amount of diverse options we can have for characters that color allows me just to lean into, just for the variety of doing it. And I don't even have to necessarily have a match. Like I can have like Asian features with Hispanic coloring, for instance. Since fantasy can be a slurry of different type of genetic expression, there's no set point for like what kind of features are associated with a different color. And that's just a fun. I started getting into different skin tones and stuff like that, just simply as a way of being able to have of having contrast, right? Like if I have dark clothing, I probably want to have light skin layering against the dark of the clothing. If I have light clothing, it bending towards Mediterranean black or like really dark tan, Caucasian is another form of contrast that helps separate the different elements from each other. Like I don't want a like a mid gray and then slightly dark gray for the apron versus the dress underneath, because there won't be enough contrast there to make it interesting to compare the two. So we have the hairs taken care of. So now we're going to do the dress, and let's see if that's going to be the color we're going to use for the apron. But what do you got going on up in here, kid? There's a redishness to that. What about that? That feels like a decent. Peasant-y color. I like this. That's good. So let's drop that out of view. We're here in the dress. So let's go down here. That. And that. And then grab that kit again. highlight. That's not very highlight. Highlight, burp, 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 burp. Damn it. Here and then here. I'm trying to find a color balance between these two things. So I need to bring that up and bring that up and bring that up. How's that sit? Not bad. I can push that and that a tick. Cool. Good enough. Dress. So we'll take a mid-tone for the dress. And again, I'm picking a darker. I'm just picking a darker dress color here. It's actually kind of a. It'll end up being a mid-tone. See, it contrasts pretty well against the skin, and it'll be a mid-tone between the skin and the apron. So it's a good transition. I hear you, timer. Thanks for keeping me timed. Where are we at? 7:20? Oh, God. 7:43. Okay. So I got 10 minutes left. So let's take that to 10. So we have this one, and then we have the laborer left to render. So I'm probably just going to finish the flats on this character. I'm going to find reference and create flats for the laborer that we still have. And so when we come back tomorrow, which will be Friday, last day of the week, that I'll be working on this in the mornings. So I will have all the flats taken care of for this character and the remaining one. So all we have to do is render details. The lighting and texture, we'll do that tomorrow for probably this one and that one. I think I can get them both done tomorrow morning. Especially if I can get some decent sleep tonight and get up early so I can beat my... I've been trending at 6:30 in the morning, starting here and going for about an hour, 80 minutes maybe. And if I can get some decent sleep tonight, I can get up early and make sure I have enough time to finish both of these remaining compositions. That way, when we come back next week, we can switch gears and work on Yugoloth. So, we got some monsters to build. I am looking forward to that. There, and then here, and here. There and let's fill this in. I need to find like a wicker, I guess it'll be like a tan or a beige or something, maybe. Not sure exactly. But I only got a few minutes left, so I'll find the wicker color along with the base colors that we'll use for the other villager picture, And we'll be back. We'll be back online tonight. It's just about 8 o'clock a.m. here in Seattle, so in about 9.5 hours. 5:30 p.m. Seattle time, 8:30 East Coast America. That's when I'll be back to continue working on Monk and other class designs for 5e24. There we go. Almost there. There, not bad. Pretty simple. We need to find some gray for the wicker, and then we'll be able to very simple pattern, very simple build. So we'll be able to color this tomorrow. Tonight, tonight I'll get flats done for the remaining character here. We'll go with Sandbagger there. So we'll do the same with him. And we'll be back. So we'll be back tomorrow morning. We'll be back tonight. Check out my work. It's down below. I'll be welcome to jump into my Discord. And on the way, if you're interested, join my Patreon. People that are on my Discord and Patreon gain first seats to any playtesting that I do. So if you're interested in the adventures or mechanical designs that I'm working in, you are most invited. So I'll see you guys later on. Thanks a lot for sticking around with me and asking questions, folks. I really appreciate it. Cheers.